Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's going to be loud for a minute. Oh, because I'm not prepared. There we go. Hooray! And I get the kids in the background too. Oh, my phone sound is still on. I'll have to turn that off. But no, that is the sound, not that. Okay, there. Okay. I have nothing because I am not prepared for this. Oh well, I don't care. I can move stuff around and be loud if I want. Because there ain't nobody here yet. Hello, CD. How is everybody doing on this fine Saturday? Hello, Ashley. Hello, Cheesy. Hello, Anna. Hello, Summer. Hello, Lily. Everybody's here. Everybody's getting here at least. I'm running a little behind today. That's okay. My holidays are over because I celebrate Christmas, so they're going good. I'm really excited for hear everybody's Christmas stories because that's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, Lynn. Cheesy, you got Deceit merch for Christmas? Nice. That's awesome. I saw a lot of people post on Twitter all their Christmas stuff they got. I'm really happy that people's parents buy them merch that's kind of expensive. Should have brought me a water. Do you have a water behind me? I have water over there. Give me a second. I gotta get me some water. And I purposely set up the camera today so you guys could see the babies because they're all here. So I purposely put the camera that way so you guys could see them. Ashley got the necklaces and Logan's tee. Nice. Hi, Bisexual Potato. Hi, Jackie. Almost said my own name. Blah, 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 blah. I am tired today. Oh, man. Oh, man. I have highlighters, and I want to play with them. So I'm going to entertain myself with highlighters while I talk to you guys. Anna, you got a Virgil scarf? Nice. I unfortunately did not get the scarves because I had to make adult decisions, and I chose the sweaters over the scarves. Because, yeah. Hi, Alex. Oh, you had to put the deceit pin on? That's awesome. Speaking of merch, guys, I am selling some of my merch. Would you like to see what I am selling? I'm selling it for what Thomas, I'm an idiot, what Thomas sold them for in the store. So they're not any cheaper. The only thing that might be a little bit better is the shipping might be a little bit better. Give me 1 second. This little stuff I can pull out of my drawer right here. So I am selling these two Roman patches. These two. Hello, Ayaka. Hello, Dusty. And then I'm also selling a set of the pins, and I really have no idea how to hold them up to where you guys can see them. Hang on. Oh, no. Try my best to do this on my hand, but I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, there you go. So I have a set of the pins as well. I'm selling them. I will sell them individually, but I will probably choose the person who wants to buy them as a set because I'd rather sell them all together. So there's that. So there's those. Well, I'm just talking about the merch I'm selling. We haven't really talked about much else yet. And the other merch I'm selling, I have to get up and get because it's in my closet. So I'm selling this Virgil t-shirt. I'm selling this Patton t-shirt. And I'm selling this Virgil jacket, the original one with just the logo, no imprints. It was the first ever Virgil jacket. So I'm selling those three. And the pins and two of Roman's patches, which would be perfect for a cosplay of Roman because you need one on each arm, which is why I have 4. But yeah, so that's the merch I'm selling. And I realized I was saying Virgil because I was looking at my cat. The reason why I'm selling them is because, one, I really need the money. I have a lot of merch that kind of just sits around my room. I never wear it. I never use it. And the pins are a double set. I already have excuse me. I already have one full set of the pins on a bag already, so I don't need that set. And then the Roman emblems, I already have 2 extra for my own cosplay whenever I do that. So those 2 are extra. The Virgil shirt doesn't fit me. That was the first shirt I ever bought from his store, and it the shirt is a large. The Virgil shirt is a large, and I actually wear an extra large. I have broader shoulders, so I can't. Even though my stomach and like my lower half would fit a large, it doesn't fit me in the shoulders. So that was just been sitting in my closet. I never wear it. And then the patent shirt was a duplicate that they accidentally sent me. They accidentally sent me 2 patent shirts, so I'm just reselling that one. And the Virgil jacket, I'm an extra large, and I also have broad shoulders. That jacket just, oh my god, it's a 2X, but it like swallows me. I can put it on for you guys if you guys want an example, but like it is very, very large. So like I feel like it fits more like a 3X rather than a 2X that it's listed as, and I'm only a 1X. So it's a pretty big jacket. But I'm selling all of those, so if you're interested, you can hit me up on my Twitter at RileyLoganYT, or you can hit me up on Tumblr, vigilandvirgil.tumblr.com. We can discuss shipping. If you are international, I don't mind shipping in international as long as you pay for the shipping charge. I try to get the smallest box, the smallest shipping charge I possibly can do. I'm pretty on big speaking terms with the post office. So, anytime I go in there, they're like, cheapest you want. And I'm like, yeah, of course. So, I try to get it the cheapest to make sure it gets to you for as little money as possible. And then the prices I'm selling them for are whatever they were listed for in the shop when they originally were sold. So the pins are still in there. I'm shipping them for the same price. I've never used those pins. So I think they're like $8 a piece. And then the patches, same. I think they're also $8 in the store. And the 2 shirts, I have worn the patent shirt. And because I would forget which one I had because I have 2 of them. So the Virgil shirt and the patent shirt I probably sell for like 20 each, and then the jacket I'm selling for 55. The jacket was originally closer to like $70 when it first came out. So there's that. And then shipping is just, it's varied on where you live. Like it really depends. If you're in the States, I can probably get it to you for pretty cheap, probably around $10, $15 for the clothing. The other stuff, I mean, if I can fit, it'll fit in a bubble mailer. It'll cost you like $4 as long as you're in the States. Internationally, I know I have the other jacket that I'm selling to a vendor in Europe, and they are paying probably closer to like $25 to ship it. So, yeah, it can get kind of expensive if you live not in the States. And emo, I can look up shipping to Brazil. I've never looked to try to ship to Brazil before. I have shipped to Korea before, so it's kind of like a hit or miss. It really depends on what you want and how small of a package I can get it in. The smaller the package, the better. So if there is something you're interested in, I can discuss with you shipping prices, and I can go to my post office on Monday and get more numbers for you for how much it'll cost, because it varies. But yeah, so I figured that we would just talk today. I'm playing with my highlighters because I'm bored. That and these are new highlighters, so I haven't really messed with them yet. And yeah, I have the camera full pointed that way since all the cats are in here. They're being cute and stuff, so I figured you guys would appreciate watching the kitties clean themselves and clean each other and just be overall cats. Shipping to Australia is really expensive. That's one of the more expensive places I have shipped to. But again, it's really about how small I can make the package and how big the item is. Like the clothing, yes, that would be a little more difficult. But the pins and stuff, I don't think would be super expensive to ship to a foreign country. Clothing is hard just because it's heavy. Like, it's all about weight and size of the package that you put it in. But, oh, hi, T. Yeah, I remember you. Hello. Okay, so I figured we would talk about, I figured we would just have a discussion of the last decade. Guys, it's December 28th. We only have 4 days or 3 days left of this year. And not only does it end a year, it ends a decade, man. Like, golly. I sit there and I think about it. I was born in 1990, so I'm always an even number year at the end of a decade. Like, in 2000 I was 10, in 2010 I was 20, and here in 2020 I'll be 30. So it's always like a decade for me is a full decade of like age. And it's crazy to think how much my life has changed since the beginning of this decade in 2010. I think that's Itzel. I don't know how to say her name. I'm really sorry. My favorite standard size video is a secret because I am very slowly working on a video for the list of my top standard size episodes. So it's coming soon. You'll find out very soon. And emo, that'd be great. You can contact me on my Twitter, like I said, Riley Logan YT, or my Tumblr, vigilantvirgil.tumblr.com. Those links will be down in the description after the live stream is over, because I can't edit it beforehand because I do everything on my phone. But anyway, so guys, I figured I would just talk about my life a little bit, and you guys can, talk to me about like things you've done in this decade. Let's see, 2010, I was 20 years old. That was when I moved out the first time. I moved out to live with a high school friend. Much to my parents' dismay, they did not want me to move out. And 2010 overall was an interesting year because of that. I also met my future boyfriend at the time, who is now my best friend. His name is Matt. He is going to be streaming soon, so if you guys are into gaming, he'll be on Twitch soon. He's getting all that stuff set up, and he's really excited. He plays randomizer a lot. So if any of you guys like The Legend of Zelda and you like when they randomize the games, that's what he does. He plays the randomized versions of the games. But yeah, so he'll be doing that really soon, and I told him I would plug him in my streams. So if you like video games and you like that, then that'd be awesome. And Ayaka, moving out it's very scary at first, but it's actually not too bad. Hi Mathis, hi Mandy. It's okay, nobody's late, everybody's on time, it's fine. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream today because I really feel like talking, so we might be here a while. But but yeah, so 2010 was when I met Matt, and we dated for like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. I don't remember. But he's my best friend now. We broke up mutually. It was more of a like, wow, we're actually, we're more friends than we are a couple. So we decided to break up, and we've been best friends ever since. A lot of 2010, 2011, and 2012 were mostly me working at Wendy's full time. I was a manager back then. I have so many Wendy's stories. I've thought about making a video just on stories of me working at Wendy's. And then I also was really into Yu-Gi-Oh back then. We played competitively at a local card shop. I spent so much money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was always a big fan of the anime, but the card game was more Matt's thing, and I made friends through Matt in the competitive scene in my area. And that was mostly it. I played a lot. I watched a lot of anime from 2010 to 2012. I went to a lot of anime conventions, met a lot of voice actors during that time. But 2012 was the beginning of a pretty big change for me, because in 2012, I quit working at Wendy's after 7 years, and then I began working at where I work at now, which I don't think I've ever said out loud, but I'm not gonna name it. It's a home improvement store. But yeah, so I started working there in 2012. In 2012, I was 22 years old, and I still work there. I still work there even now. And then I've worked there it will be 8 years next year, depending on how long I stay. I might not make it the full 8 years. But yeah, so that's my. I'm trying to think of the, like, I guess from I moved back in with my parents shortly after I started working in the new at the new place where I work now in 2012. I moved back in with my parents, and I lived there until October of 2018. So that I've only ever had 2 jobs in my life. I've only ever worked at Wendy's and where I work now, and that's it. 7 years at Wendy's and 8 years, too soon to be 8 years where I work now. So it's kind of insane how, like, I don't really have too much of, like, job stories because I've always lived in the same place. I've always worked in the same place. But yeah, so I'm trying to think. The only other I went through after Matt and I broke up in 2011-ish, I dated another guy that was a long distance relationship. I don't really like to talk about that relationship because it was a very, very not good. Skipping him, then I dated another boy who I didn't actually like, and I dated him because he liked me and because I thought that was the best way to hide that I was gay. Oh, good. All the men I've ever dated were to hide the fact that I was gay. It's not something I'm proud of admitting, but it is something that's happened in my life that's important to note. And then we're almost to the anniversary of it, but in 2018, in January, I met CJ. I met CJ. I've never told the story of how CJ and I met on my YouTube channel, have I? I don't think so. It's yes, I have her recipe for me. It's a great song. I love it. But I don't know if I ever told the story of how I met CJ actually on camera on my channel, so why not? So I've been a part of the Sandersides fandom. I started watching the Sandersides in April or May of 2017, and I got into the fandom a little bit. I stuck my toes in. I went on Twitter and started following Thomas and, like, posting on his stuff that he was posting on Twitter. The most recent episode that was available when I got into the fandom was Becoming a Cartoon. And so the first episode that I was a part of the fandom for that premiered was Accepting Anxiety Part 1. And so I kind of, like, was just a fan through Tumblr. And it wasn't until, let's see, I don't think it was until in September of that month, maybe, that I made a new Tumblr and I joined the Tumblr fandom. So September 2017, so yeah, September, October of 2017 was kind of where I started, being actually in the fandom. And then I kind of got into the fandom a little bit more, started writing fan fiction, making edits, just talking in general to different people, making friends. The fandom is so different now than it was back then. I don't want to say we were tiny, but we were small. There wasn't very many of us. I feel like everybody knew everybody. But, like, it's just a different environment now because I feel like the fandom is a lot bigger now, which is fair because the episodes have gotten a lot more episodic and they've gotten a lot more crazy and long and more interesting. But yeah, so then it was, I tended to kind of not really talk to many people on Tumblr at the time. I had my small group of friends, but I never really talked that much to other people. My blog was, I don't want to say I was popular, but I was one of the bigger blogs at the time. And it was January 15th, and this was January 15th of 2018. And one of my favorite artists at the time posted something on Tumblr saying they were not feeling that great. And I felt bad because I tend to empathize a lot. I have a lot of empathy for people I can't even, like, that don't even know me. I can't really watch, like, sad videos because I tend to cry or get upset over something I can't control. But I was like, okay, well, maybe I can reach out to this person and just be like, hey, I'm here for you. If you want to talk, we can talk. Whatever. So I sent a message and I just said, hey, friend, I see that you're not doing that great. If you want to talk, feel free to message me. We can chat. And they responded and saying, oh, I appreciate it. Thanks. Just not in the greatest headspace. That was CJ. We started talking pretty heavily, like every single day. And it was pretty fast moving that we both realized we kind of had feelings for each other. CJ, I think, admitted it first. I actually don't remember. But it was later on in February, February 2nd. So it had only been not even a month, but we were like we definitely liked each other. So we decided in February 2nd that we were dating. Now it's important to note that at the time, CJ lived 12 and a half hours away from me. So our entire relationship was based on literally us talking on Tumblr, which eventually turned into talking on Facebook. Just because it was easier. The messenger is so much easier to use. And consistently talk to each other. And then we planned on officially meeting. We found a city that was basically an halfway point between the two of us. And in July of that year, we met for the first time. We both drove. CJ drove longer than I did. I think it was a little bit longer for them, like 6.5 hours. And I think for me, it was like 5.5. But we drove and we met and we stayed at a hotel for an entire week together. And it was history in the making because we decided after meeting each other, we went to a theme park together. We hung out at a local mall. We went to parks. CJ got me back into Pokemon Go. And we realized that we wanted to be together. At the time, I didn't feel comfortable moving from where I lived. So we talked very, very long about it. And by November of 2018, CJ had moved here. And now here we are. We have lived here. I moved in October of 2018, and CJ moved in the following month in November of 2018. And yeah, this is where we live now. And this is where we have lived since then. We definitely had a lot of ups and downs in the relationship. And it's just kind of, it's crazy to believe that if I hadn't watched The Sandersides, I wouldn't have met CJ. And it's interesting. It's kind of what I talked about in the last. It's kind of interesting what I talked about in the last live stream about how, like, I can't remember who asked, but a lot of people sit there and they say, well, should I make this thing? Should I create this thing? Should I start doing this thing? Should I start writing this fanfic? Should I start writing this comic? Should I start, making videos on YouTube? Whatever. A lot of people, ask, like, I don't get feedback, so should I continue? And the answer is yes. Because you really honestly don't know what effect your creation might have on somebody in the world. Thomas made The Sandersides accidentally. He didn't go into it expecting it to be what it is. He made it because Vine disappeared. And he wanted to be more active on YouTube. So he decided to make more videos, and that's where My True Identity came from. And My True Identity is such an interesting video to go back and watch, because you can definitely tell that there was no plan really going into this. It was more of just a discussion of how the characters from Ultimate Storytime and his Vines could come in and kind of be a part of him too. And it's fun to watch that episode because you can definitely see the wheels turning on certain lines or certain ways that the characters hold themselves. Obviously, all three characters, the teacher, the prince, and the dad character all kind of they definitely feel more like their Vine counterparts than the characters we know now. But yeah, so it's if Thomas hadn't continued making the Sandersides, if the Sandersides hadn't taken off in such a way that everybody enjoyed it and absorbed it, then CJ and I wouldn't have met. And that's actually really weird to think about. Just because of just because of how weird it was that we met at all. Because like if I hadn't sent the message to CJ, if CJ hadn't posted that they weren't feeling great, it's so weird how little nuanced things like that can change your whole life. Bye Mathis, enjoy it. But yeah, it's kind of it's just really interesting to think about how your life can change in an instant. It can change without your knowledge. Without realizing that you're actually taking a really big step. But yeah, so that's that story. That's something that happened to me in this decade. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that like crazily happened to me in this decade. I really don't know. I got them, but they only came this year, but I guess they count. I got Virgil and Kelly over there. Well, it's important to note that like as much as the Sandersides have changed a lot, we have to remember that the characters in the original episode are not our boys. They are completely different characters. I don't really think they become our boys until probably, I don't know, maybe Alone on Valentine's Day. And see, Dot is not from this decade. I got her when I was 17, so that was 2007. So Dot has been with me longer than a decade. She's 12. I've had her since 2007. So that's a little different. She's also a mean bean, but that's okay. I'm the only person that she likes, and she tolerates CJ, but she tolerates everybody else. But yeah, Virgil and Callie came into my life in May, and they were teeny bitty babies. They could fit in my hand. They were so tiny. Like one hand, I could do this. I could hold both of them in one hand, cup like this, because you could sit Virgil down because he was a little bit bigger, and you could sit Callie on top, and you could carry him around like this. Now you need like both arms, and it's not like, whew. And Dot I got when she was 9 weeks old. So she was a little bit bigger. She was like perfect adoption age, but obviously Virgil and Callie were strays, so they're a little different. I pick them up later if they ever wake up. Being cats, I don't assume they'll wake up though. Somebody in the chat asked what I got for Christmas. So you guys want to know what I got for Christmas? It wasn't much. Because I buy myself everything. Okay. I'm an adult. So I got socks for Christmas. I got 2 pajama sets for Christmas. I got these shoes. You can't see them. Oh my God. These shoes. I got these shoes for Christmas. They're no laces, and I've never had shoes without laces. So that's different. Let's see. CJ bought me I don't have it because it was drying downstairs, but I got a Christmas sweater from CJ. It has Pikachu on it, and he's in a Santa hat, and it's got Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle on it in ornaments. So it's a Pokemon ugly sweater. And then I consider the Sanderside sweaters as like a gift to myself. And then I also got gift cards to there's a store called Meijer in this area. I got a gift card to there. I got a gift card to Google Play to put into Love Life because I'm an idiot. And I got a Zaxby's gift card because you guys know I like my chicken. I got a gift card to Burger King, a gift card to Taco Bell, mostly gift cards. That's what I got. I got gift cards. And I got a really sweet Christmas card from CJ because CJ is a sweetheart and it's over there and I love it and it's cute and I adore it. But yeah. I say I'm an adult a lot in this fandom because it is like you said, it has occurred to me how young this fandom is. Oh boy. Like everybody that like my fan I don't want to say my fan, ew. I don't have a fan base. That's gross. Anyway, the people who watch my videos tend to be a younger audience. My reacts tend to get from like 13 to like 25. I think that's like my big denomination. Which is fine with me. That doesn't bother me. Like I've never really felt like an adult. Like even though I get older and I get older every year, it's kind of weird. And Mandy, you're not the outlier. CJ is. CJ's the outlier. In terms of like age difference between everybody here. Though a lot of you say that you're like 13 or 14. Goodness. It's sad, but if I was a young mom, I'd be old enough to be your all's mothers. That's terrifying. Let's not talk about that. Oh, Jay, you got lots of stuff. What, your birthdays and from Christmas? They're like right there. Oh, neat. You're like my mom. My mom's birthday is Christmas Day. We've always done like her birthday stuff the day before, but now that we get older, we started doing it on the actual day. So that's fun. But yeah, so I have a idea for a video that I want to run by you guys because it's something that I can do without big editing. Because if you guys have not seen it, there's a video on my channel called 2020 A Look to the Future. Please watch it. Please like it. All that fun stuff. But I talked about in that video how my computer sucks. It's a piece of junk. My live streams began on my laptop. This paperweight right here. This paperweight. It's got lots of anime stickers on it though, see? God, you're so loud. I haven't even turned you on today. Well, I mean, you're on, but like, not anyway. So, yeah. This is a paperweight, a fancy paperweight, because he sucks. And because of that, my edits on my videos have to be really small because this thing likes to overheat when I do anything on it. So I have to constantly save, and it takes me a really long time to edit videos. So because of that, I have in a video... Oh, yes, they are the aunties, Mandy. They are the aunties. There's all of them on here, except for... River's not on here, but all the rest of them are. Anyway, the video idea is similar to the idea that we talked about previously about Roman and Remus. It's a theory that I don't see talked about very much. It is Sword Art Online. I love Sword Art Online. I know it's a bad anime that everybody likes to hate, but I like it. But I don't think it's perfect either, so there's that. That's another video I want to make. You want to know? Oh, yeah. I never told you guys about that. So, I have a video series idea that I want to make that I want to do Sword Art Online as the first anime because everybody hates it. And it's easy clickbait to get people to click on my video because I have a series that I want to make called Why I Like. And I want to do all the anime that I enjoy that everybody else says sucks. So, Sword Art Online is the one I want to do first. Because it gets so much hate and so much bullshit about it. And I want to make this video series starting with it. Because I don't see it as a perfect series. Obviously, it has a very big problems. But it's going to be one. And then I was going to do Akame ga Kill because a lot of people did not like the anime version of Akame ga Kill. I liked it. I had no issues with it. Well, not no issues. I had a few. But overall, I thought it was a really good series. I own it. I bought it. I own all of Sword Art Online too. So it's not like I'm saying that I like these and then I don't buy merch. And then like the other, I was going to do Yuri on Ice because there's so many haters for Yuri on Ice because they all see it as a Fujoshi trip. And it's just like, whatever. So I wanted to talk about Yuri on Ice and the importance of Yuri on Ice to me as an adult, because the characters in Yuri on Ice are adults. Yuri is an adult, Victor is an adult, and the relationship that they have together and the impact it had on the LGBTQ community, and how people who are not a part of the main demographic for that show do not understand its importance. And I've always wanted to make a video on that as well. So that would be another what I like. And it would mostly be just if there's an anime that gets any kind of backlash, I wanted to do the Why I Like series about that and talk about the things that are enjoyable about the series. Because I feel like it's really easy to take an anime, like we could use Sword Art Online as a standpoint. Because a lot of people, Sword Art Online is very popular. It's insanely popular. It was insanely popular when it came out in like 2012, 2013, something like that. And it still even exists today. And there are things about Sword Art Online I've never seen. Like I've never seen the new series. There's a couple of the movies I've never seen. But like the point is that like, at its core, there's something about Sword Art Online that makes it incredibly popular. What is it? And why is it so well loved? And why is it also equally so well hated? And why there is a middle ground in there where people like me sit that say, yes, there are things that are wrong with it. Yes, there are things that could be fixed about it. But these are the things I enjoy about it, and it's okay to like these things. Because I feel like in the anime community, at least on YouTube, I don't watch too many Anitubers anymore, but when I did, there was so much negativity. It was all about why this anime sucks, the top 10 worst anime, this couple shouldn't exist together, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, why is everything so negative? Why can't we just talk about what we like in anime rather than digging on it all the time? So that's why I decided I wanted to make the Why I Like series. And it would be ongoing, it would never, it would be a very long thing. And the Why I Like series wouldn't only extend to anime that get hate. It would also extend to anime that maybe are underrated, that don't get as much popularity as other shows that I feel deserve the popularity, just to kind of get people into watching said series. Even though that series might be weird, it might be a little, over dramatic or over philosophical or whatever, just to get people interested in like watching the series. I don't ship Roman and Virgil. T, you're asking in the chat. I don't ship them, not romantically at least. I prefer them as brothers. Yeah. But anyway, so that was the Why I Like series, and that's what I had the epiphany of, like, I'd never mentioned that to, at least on the internet. But yeah, so I'm going to eventually work on that, but the problem is I need a new computer for that series, because I have to edit and download anime stuff and synchronize, like, moving shots, and oh my god, I can feel my computer overheating without even doing that. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. So hopefully that'll be something that gets clicked, because it'll be clickbait, because everybody loves to make fun of Sword Art Online. They love to hate it. And I am so excited to make that, because I am ready to whap them in the face saying, ha, I like it. And you can kiss my butt. Also, you guys talking in the chat mentioning, excuse me, that was rude and nasty. Mentioning Roman and Remus and shipping them, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Tumblr blows that out of proportion, and they just need to calm the hell down. There, I said it. Shipping Roman and Remus is no different than shipping Virgil and Patton, because guess what? Roman and Remus do not have a mother, so they're not technically brothers at all. They're just as related as any of the other sides together, so if you ship them, big whoop-de-flip-and-do. Brothers is used as an analogy. It's not actually used as actual, like, I am a brother to this person. No, they're both creativity. That's why they're related. They're not actually siblings. To be siblings, you have to be human, number one. Neither of them are human. And two, you have to have a mom. They don't have moms. They're just characters. Calm down. It's okay. Not saying that I ship it, because I don't. I don't actually like them together. But it has nothing to do with the fact that they're brothers. Sorry. I get really tizzy when it comes to that talk about. It's just like, shut up. It's not incest. If it's incest, everything is incest. They're all in Thomas's mind. God, so dumb. There are so many more important things to worry about than shipping these two characters that aren't actually brothers, but they get described that way, so everybody's like, oh my god, it's incest. Ugh. It's so dumb. And Emo, I'm sorry that you do, because it's bullshit. It's stupid. They're not related like that. They use that as an analogy. Roman even says that looking at Remus is like looking in a funhouse mirror. And that's the concept. The concept is that they are the same person, literally, because they both represent creativity. They're just two halves of a whole. It's really stupid. I don't get too heavy on it on my Tumblr, but I thought about making a video about it. God, I have something in my throat. I apologize greatly. I can't get it out. I'm going to poke my kitties, because if I let them sleep for too long, they go crazy. Ellie. Ellie. Gally, 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 gally. Man, they are really asleep. Gally. Come here. Okay. Oh. Cookie. Oh, she's sleepy. Look at that face. Look at that sleepy face. She's like, what the hell did you wake me up for? She is just leaning against me. Pokemaster, I'm a Hufflepuff. And so is CJ. Ooh. Oh, stretch. Ooh. What a big stretch, baby girl. Here. Yeah. See? And Pokemaster, Thomas is a Hufflepuff too. We got him in our house. Wave. Ah. What's your matter, baby girl? I ship Deceit and Remus. That's one of my favorite ships with Remus, actually. Is shipping him with Deceit. Virgil, it's your turn. Oh, come here, big boy. Oh. Look at this massive child. Oh my god. Look at this massive child. Look at him. He's so big now. Look at him. He's so long. He takes up the whole screen. He is Long Boy. He's the original Long Boy. Hi. Hi. You look at me? Hi. You want to say hi to the people? Here. Gotta stretch you first. Oh, pretty. Alright. Say hi to the people and then I'll let you go. Hey, hi everybody. My name is Virgil. I'm a kitty cat. My name is Virgil. My nickname is Long Boy because I am tall. You're so sleepy. You're gonna fall asleep. Yes, you are. And I won't pick up Dot because she's in a good mood and I don't want to ruin it. If I pick her up, she'll get rude. Oh, stretchy boy. Look at that stretch. Okay. I don't want to make her mad, but we can get her attention. Dot Luna. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, baby. She always looks at me when I say her name, so it's fine. Hi, baby. The people, they like you. All right. It's been 45 minutes. I can't believe it's been that long. I'm trying to think about what else to talk about. I don't know. Oh, someone mentioned like way earlier in the chat. I don't remember who it was. But somebody talked about New Year's resolutions. And I thought maybe we could talk about them. And actually, I got a piece of paper. I thought maybe we could write down our New Year's resolutions together. Whatever New Year's resolutions you got. They could be anything. So, we're going to write, I'm going to make it really decorative. We'll do it sides colors. Do I have every side color? I don't think I do. I don't have yellow. I don't have the seat, or do I? Do I have the seat in here? I do. But I don't have a blue to separate the difference between Patton and Logan. Oops. I don't have any more. I have more highlighters. I have like a bajillion highlighters, but I don't think I have any that are different enough to count for a different color for Patton in comparison to this blue. And emo, I feel you. I do too. Every year I kind of make fun of people who do New Year's resolutions. Because my brain is always like, yeah, you say you're gonna do that, but then you don't. Then everybody just kind of, it's like the episode, you know. I kind of mentioned it in the video that's on my channel. You should actually go watch that, by the way, once the live stream over. But a lot of people say that. They always say, oh, you know, you always say that you're going to do this differently, you know, or you're going to say this differently, you're going to act different or whatever, and then you don't. And I always used to make fun of people who made resolutions because I'm like, you're not actually going to do it. You know, you're going to forget, or you're going to change, or you're going to do, we don't have an orange side yet. I think I spelled this wrong. Resolution. Yeah, I did. Well, Remus gets to shove him in there because I spelled it wrong. But that's what he would do, right? He would like shove himself in to the conversation. I think that's what he would do. All right, is everybody in there twice? No, Remus isn't. All right, he gets to be the S at the end. All right, there we go. And then we'll do pink. We'll do pink for Thomas to underline it. So there, we have resolutions. You can't really see the yellow, but there you go. Resolutions. So, one of my major, I know you guys have been talking and my screen doesn't always tell me, it disappears. So let me scroll back up for a bit. Let's see. Bara, you can try to lay off the sugar? It's a good one. Dusty's and Manier's resolution to study more in school because my health is bad. My grades suffer from it, so I'm trying to study more in school. That's a good one. Mandy, you have an appointment with your psychiatrist on the 15th. May bring up ADHD this time instead of being too afraid to. Yes, you definitely should. It's very important for your psychiatrist to know that you think you have a certain thing. You know yourself better than anyone. If somebody that psychiatrist tries to tell you, oh, you don't have it, you need a new one. They shouldn't do that. You know, trying to improve on watercolor. That's good. Alex can take better of your pets. That's always good. Well, Bara, laying off sugar means watching and paying attention to how much you intake rather than completely cutting yourself off. Because that's called cold turkey, and there's no reason to do that. Like, not really. Not to anybody. But, like, I mean, yeah, if you can do it, then you can do it. Like, my brother, he cut off soda cold turkey. He just quit one day. And I have no idea how he did it. To be granted, though, he has lost a lot of weight since he started counting his calories, going to the gym, and not drinking as much soda. So good for him. But anyway, so My first New Year's resolution is to lose weight. Now, I put this on my list every year because I want to better myself. I want to lose weight. And it's difficult for me because of my body type, I think. I have a bigger body. I'm putting up my highlighters. I have a bigger body naturally because I have very broad shoulders. I just tend to carry more. But I can also lift a lot. Like, I'm actually strong. That comes from my 8 years of working at a hardware store. I'm a little bit stronger than most. But I want to look up my current weight in kilograms. So for those of you who don't use pounds as your weight distribution, you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so right now I currently weigh 217 pounds. And that's, just me. It's like right before I take a shower, I tend to weigh myself that way. I don't have any extra weight, no clothes, no nothing. Which is 98 kilograms, which I'm actually surprised I'm under 100 kilos. That's kind of nice. I am basically 5'8". That varies a little bit depending on what I'm wearing, like shoe-wise. But I'm basically 5'8" in terms of my height. So that's not, I would be considered obese. By any like logical search terms, I would be considered obese. But bye Ashley, see you later. But yeah, so I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm under 100 kilos. That's motivating for sure. And in the past 2 weeks, I have been watching what I eat, and I've been hovering around this weight. But I lost like 10 to 12 pounds when I was sick with pneumonia. Because I wasn't able to eat that much. I was still eating. I still ate like every day. I still ate my recommended diet and stuff. But I wasn't eating nearly as much just because I didn't feel like eating. I wasn't hungry. I never really got hungry. So that was one of the main things. Do I have a Switch? Yes, I have a Switch. If you want to know my favorite game on the Switch, it's Breath of the Wild. But the Switch is a very good console. So, there's a lot of good games on Nintendo Switch. But yeah, so as you can see, I wrote down my resolution. Resolution is to lose weight, and then I wrote my current weight and my height. So it can't really focus on it. It's trying. God bless you, phone. You try your best. I would like to lose. I would like to get down to 180 pounds, which is 81 kilograms. I would like to get down to 180 pounds. 180 pounds is what I was in high school. So it's kind of just something I've wanted to work on. Northlight, a resolution I want to keep in 2020 is to try to stop thinking so negatively, and when I have a bad thought about myself, find a healthy way to deal with it. And that's a good thing to do too. Thank you, Dusty. I appreciate it. I've worked hard on my handwriting. And thank you, Andy. But Northlight, you're right, and that's definitely that leads in. That's a good segue into my next New Year's resolution is to treat myself better. And I don't necessarily mean in the buying myself anything, because I buy myself a lot of stuff. It's more along the lines of treating myself in a more healthy way than I do right now. Because right now, I have very high highs and very low lows when it comes to my mental state. One day I'm fine, and one very little like bad guest at work or whatever, anything can happen. It will make me very upset. So it's definitely a balance of where I have to learn to redirect my sadness into something positive. like if I do come home set from work, what can I do to get myself more positive? What are things I can do to, instead of getting in bed and trying to cry the problems away? Crying is good, but like not digging yourself in bed and hiding in the darkness, that's not good, which is what I tend to do. So I want to try to focus more on healthy ways of getting that emotion out of me. What that might be, I don't know. But I want to try to do healthy things. But yeah. Pokemaster asked about my sides. You haven't been here very long, or you haven't been paying attention. I do have my sides. I have 4 of them. The same main core 4 that Thomas has. My sides are Shannon is my logical side. Charlotte is my creativity. I have such a hard time. Valoria is my anxiety, and Melody is my morality. They are my sides. And there are more sides that I haven't fully developed yet, but I am planning on eventually, when I get rid of this brick, I am planning on, bye T, see you later. I am planning on getting a better computer so I can actually make a parody of the Sander sides with my own sides. So that'll be fun. It's great. Anyway. And Bara, that's happened to me too. I think I had to call in one day to work and use a vacation day. I don't know, back in like August or September or something. But it was literally just because of my mental state. I needed a break. So I took one. I took a mental health day. Which those should be more accepted and more common than they are, both for, work and school or any kind of anything you're doing. I feel like it should be more commonplace, but it's not, which is unfortunate. And that's fine if you only watch my standard size reaction videos. I just don't get any I don't get any revenue from those videos because they don't belong to me. All the revenue goes to Thomas and his crew or whatever I'm reacting to at the time. So because of that, I want to make more content that's not based on someone else's content directly, so I can actually make money off this, because I'm poor and I need money to pay my bills and feed the 3 mouths you see sitting on the bed, because they need food and they need care and toys and litter and things that can only be purchased with money. So that's why I need to do it. Yeah. And in Dusty, days like that happen. There was the other night where I couldn't go to sleep because I just couldn't stop. I think I had a panic attack. I don't actually know. But pretty much I just couldn't breathe. I couldn't stop crying and I didn't know what was wrong. And I was scared because it was like 11:30 at night. And of course my anxiety tells me not to bother anybody. So I didn't tell CJ. I just walked up and down the stairs and played with the kittens until I managed to calm down. I have no idea what was wrong. Whatever it was, that's the first time it's ever happened to me that deeply. It's happened in the past where I will get short of breath and then like I have to mentally, I have to sit there and be like, it's okay, you're fine, you're safe. But that was the first time it had ever happened and I really didn't know what to do about it, and it sucked. But yeah, so Alex, that is suicidal ideation. I can kind of go into it. It might be a little triggering for those who don't like to talk about suicide. I suffer from suicidal ideation, which is the idea that I am safe and I am okay. But you tend to wish you could end it, but you are safe into where you would not actually hurt yourself. It's more the idea of like, it's kind of where intrusive thoughts can come in sometimes, where you could be like, I want to jump out in front of that moving car and just end it. And a lot of people will have those thoughts, but you actually are like, you mean it. It's not a joke of like, man, I want to get hit by a bus and sue for millions of dollars. That's not the same thing. But yeah. Um, Hi, Helium. Hello. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of how that is. And the other half, where you don't feel like you are you, that is disassociation, which I don't have too much of that in my life. I have a little bit, but not nearly as bad as some people. Um, but yeah, so it can be difficult. Um, and you're going to have days like that where you just want to be alone, and that's perfectly valid. Anybody who makes you feel like you have to come see them because you're their friend and you have to do anything, you don't have to do anything. Don't literally don't ever think that you have to do anything for anybody. You don't. And don't ever let anybody make you feel bad that you're choosing yourself over them, because you have to live with yourself for your entire life. Real, true friends will understand that. They will understand that you can't constantly be active 24/7, 365. It just doesn't work like that. And you have to take the time for yourself to relax. You have to take that time for yourself to recharge, as most of us are introverts. And even extroverts have that problem too. Everybody does. And it's not fair to yourself to constantly feel bad because those people are making you feel that you're being selfish because you're taking time for yourself. No, they're the ones being selfish, thinking you should be on call all the time. That's not fair to you. You don't have to be like that. If you need time away and you explain to them that you need time to recharge and you need time to yourself, and they want to guilt trip you for that, they are wrong and you need to drop them. Like, it's no joke, like hot drop. And that's good. I'm glad you do, because a lot of people don't. And I'm the pot calling the kettle black here, because I tend to not give time for myself. I tend to overextend and do things for other people. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why the episode of the Sanders Sides SVS, I can't say the title because S's are terrible, but SVS hit with me really, really hard, because I see a lot of me in Thomas, where I would sacrifice something I really want to do to please other people. People that may or may not be important to me. And it's very difficult for me to be selfish and 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 choose to do something for myself over the people around me, because I don't want to seem like a bad person. I don't want to seem like I'm selfish. And that episode really hit me, because I've had that internal dilemma between, myself, where, I promised I would do this thing, so I should go do this thing. And the other half that's like, this opportunity will never come up again. If you don't take it now, you are screwed. I've had that thing. And eventually there are times where I do neither, where I don't do the thing for myself, but I also don't do the thing for the friend. And then I feel like a piece of shit. So it's very unfortunate. And I'm really interested in the next episode that is of the actual series, because it's supposed to be about like a little continuation thing. Um, excuse me, about SVS, and like the decision between the callback versus the wedding, and what that means, and like how, sorry, my glasses are dirty, and how that affects Thomas, and how that affects all the other sides too. I'm really hoping for a lot of character development between Patton and Deceit, and realizing that they have to work together to be Thomas. That and I don't think it is Bree Mandy. I don't think so. It might be, but I don't think it is. Anyway, a lot of people have been talking as they've been talking, and I can't. Blah. Well, Bara, the important thing to note here, is you can't put all of your self-worth on your friends, and that's not easy to not do. It's Your worth cannot be completely based on how others perceive you or how others treat you. It's kind of like, the idea is that I understand, like you said, you can only see them once a month, and I understand that. And the thing is you need to, instead of being sad leading up to the month, like the fact that you're sad that you can't see them all the days leading up, and then you see them and you're happy, and then you're sad again, you can't do that. It's not healthy for you because you're basing all of your self worth and your self love on how you feel around them. You need to give yourself the same credit that you're giving them, that you love yourself just as much. And that's not easy. I'm not saying that's something you can just start doing. It's not that simple. But it is something you need to consciously recognize that you're doing. And it can be difficult. It can be very difficult to do this because I'm 30 years old and I still don't know how to do it very well. Okay, I'm 29. I'm almost 30, but you know what I mean. I'm generalizing. It's kind of the idea of just like in the Sander sides, this happens a lot. It happens a lot in the Sander sides where the only reason something is solved is because Logan brings attention to it and explains it. That's literally the same concept of recognizing a pattern that you're doing or that is occurring around you in real life. Because Logan explaining it to Thomas is literally his brain understanding the situation around him and helping him rationalize it. That's the same idea as recognizing you doing something that is incorrect. So that's why it's super important to recognize that you are treating yourself unfairly. I'm not saying it can be fixed that simply, but it is something to recognize. Let me see. Someone else said something else. Sorry, I have to scroll. I have to touch my phone because I can't see it. Because the comments disappear. Let's see. And the thing is, T, what you said that you never do things for yourself, but your friends see you as the confident person that you pretend to be. So whenever you show your sad stuff, your friends don't seem to notice. Okay. You can't blame your friends for not noticing because if you don't, it's not fair to assume that people notice things when that happen around them. You have to tell them that you're upset. And I know that seems very forward. I know that seems very weird, but it's not fair to say my friends don't care if you don't tell them that there's something wrong. Assuming that they just, because like, it's not like a TV show. It's not like a movie where people are going to notice what you did or how you feel just by looking at you. It doesn't happen. That's not realistic. You have to tell people that you feel upset. You have to tell people that you feel vulnerable or that you feel wronged or whatever. It doesn't work like a TV show or a movie. People are not going to know just by looking at you. That happens in anime a lot, and I've noticed it happens in cartoons a lot, where a character's upset and quiet and sad, and somebody approaches them being like, oh, do you feel okay? You're not going to have that in your everyday life. People are so focused on the here and now. There's so much instant gratification in the world. Everything is begging for our attention because we have the entire world in our phones and our face all the time, that you have to tell people that you feel upset. If you don't tell them, they probably won't notice. And I hate that that is how the world is, but that's just how it is. So the best thing to do is to recognize that you are feeling upset and to let them know. If they still act like they don't care, then okay, you have an issue, because they should recognize that you're their friend and that you're upset, and they should at least try to assist you. They're not your therapist, but they can still help you through what you're going through if they can. And the thing is, and then Alex talks about how not being able to say no to people, even that people that they don't like, and when they try, the people just ask them more forceful and they give in. You have to stand your ground. It's not fair to you to give in to people. If you say no and people are still forceful, you need to leave the situation. If you can't, you need to stay more grounded in what you believe in. If someone continuously pesters you, you need to tell them to stop. No is not always the answer anymore. Stop helps more. You need to make sure that you stand your ground, that you don't want to do this, because you are not forced to do anything, especially if it's definitely not something you want to do. It's not fair to you to cave in all the time, because then people know, oh, you're just a doormat. I can walk right over you and I can get you to do whatever I want, because I know if I push you enough, you'll eventually cave. But you have to be more forceful for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself more. I know it's hard. It's not easy, but it's very important that you try. And the thing is, you know, helium, it's, and anxiety and the way it shows up and the way the triggers happen. I'm really sorry your Spanish teacher did what they did. But it's just, it's important to recognize and to learn healthy patterns in public places to where you're able to control your attacks without anyone else's help. It's very important to learn how to do that on your own because, like I said earlier, you live with yourself your entire life. You're responsible for you. And I think while you can have external people who assist, it's important to be able to handle it yourself because eventually there will be a day where you don't have anybody to help you. And it's hard. It's very hard. It's not easy. Well, email, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm reading back through the comments, making sure like I'm catching up with you guys because while I talk, it fades and then it doesn't load. But thank you. I appreciate that. I always want to try to help because when I was young, when I was a lot of your all's ages, because a lot of you are teenagers, and when I was your age, I didn't really have anybody that I looked up to in this way. I never had somebody there that would tell me the tough stuff, that would tell me that I need to change my mindset. And it really hurt me in my teenage years not to have somebody like that. I was afraid to talk to my parents, and it's different when you have somebody that's not related to you explaining these things to you. And that's why I want to do that as much as I can. I've not seen very many psychology. The only person that I watch psychological videos of or like psychology, what is her name? Kate? She helped Thomas with one of her videos, with one of his videos. I can't remember what episode it was. I think, I can't remember. It was one of the sides episodes, I thought. But maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I think her name is Kate, I believe. I'm not subscribed to her on YouTube, but I used to be. Pokemaster asked me, what is my favorite Persona character and your favorite Persona ship? My favorite Persona character is Yosuke Hanamura from Persona 4. And my favorite ship is him and Yu, the main character. Because I like gays. Let's see. Dusty says, I'm so sensitive because I have sensory disorder. I just get so overwhelmed that being anywhere is loud. My ears hurt, my brain feels overloaded. It sucks because I can't control it. The important thing is just to take that feeling that you feel and focus it on something else. You sound like you would benefit a lot from a fidget cube or a what was the stupid thing called? The little spinners that everybody had. I feel like you would benefit greatly from those when you're in public places to give you something to focus on and fiddle with. It can be in your pocket. It can be anywhere. Fidget spinner. It can be anywhere. It can be in your pocket. Even just a pen works too. There are pens that, like this one, doesn't click very loud, and that's the exact reason why I have these pens. Because there are times where I need to drain my focus somewhere else, and I will click this pen a lot. And it's really quiet. I can keep it in my jacket pocket, and no one knows I have it. So I can sit here and click it and focus on something else rather than consistently always focusing on what's loud and crazy around me. Giving myself focus somewhere else, it helps me calm down when I'm in an area that's making me very anxious. T says that's actually your teacher's actually right. Internal bullying is kind of what your anxiety is. Same with depression. Your brain is picking on itself, trying to convince you that there's something wrong when there's actually nothing there. Internal bullying is right. That's how I would call it. Now, obviously, anxiety has a little bit more of a homestay in your body because everybody has a certain level of anxiety, and some people have more anxiety than others, which is why we have characters like Virgil in the world where some people's anxiety is just higher. But the idea of internal bullying is right because your depression makes you feel worthless. It makes you feel like you mean nothing to anybody. I suffer from depression. I have it all the time. And it's difficult for me to recognize my self-worth because I feel like I need constant validation. I always need somebody telling me that I am wanted, that I am necessary, that I am needed. And I hate it because I shouldn't have to be that way. I shouldn't need this constant approval or this acceptance or this praise from everybody around me just to feel whole. I shouldn't need that. That is depression. That is a mental issue that I have, a mental illness. I shouldn't need that. Yes, it's nice to feel validated, and some in people, neurotypical people who don't have mental issues get a high from feeling approved, but they don't have that low that I have where I'm not being praised, and I'm not being said you are needed, or that I love you, or that I need you in my life, that you make a difference to me. When people tell me those things, it sends me on a big high because my depression is consistently telling me that I am worthless, that I mean nothing to anybody. And so, yes, it is internal bullying. That is what it is. Your brain is telling you things that are completely false to get you upset, to make like, that's why, like, I don't like the idea when people die by suicide. I don't like the idea that it's committed suicide, because the person didn't do anything. The mental illness did. The mental illness took their life. They didn't commit anything. This mental illness did. And so that's why, like, it's whenever you see someone do something, or they're struggling, or they manage to do something, call it out. Say, good job on doing that. Or, like, I like how your hair looks, because people have control over their hair, or control over their makeup, or control over their clothes that they choose. Always try to tell people that they're doing something good, because you never know who might need it. But never talk about things they can't control. So, like, don't talk about, like, their figure or whatever, because a lot of people can't lose weight or gain weight, and that might make them self-conscious. But talk about things they can control, and that's the most important thing. Katie Morton, that's her name. I knew her name was Katie. I couldn't remember. The best thing to do, Alex, if you are self-harming, because I personally have not self-harmed since I was very young. The only self-harming I do now, I guess, would technically be that I don't eat, which is very unhealthy. Don't do that. Is you need to keep sharp things away from you. If you are someone that does that, getting rid of all those things, get a marker, get a highlighter, draw on yourself. Do not harm yourself. Get a marker, do anything that has nothing to do with sharp objects. Like, you need to not do that. It doesn't help you. It may make the things go away, but you're trading that for the pain and the scars you're going to have later, and that's not safe. Very unhealthy. Do not do that. Do not get in the habit of thinking that it's a release, because your body is tricking you into believing that it's a release when it's not. It's not doing anything but dragging your attention to something else. Something even more unhealthy. It's not right. And you're welcome, Dusty Flower. Fantasy dream? I don't know. To not have to live from paycheck to paycheck and be able to donate money to people who need it. That's fantasy, because that'll never happen. I mean, it's important to take care of yourself, because if there's anything I can say to you guys, when you get to be around my age, because I'm close to the age where people have a midlife crisis from like 30 to 40, while you are young, take care of yourself. Do not let yourself suffer in silence. It is not worth it. Find somebody who will help you, because there is somebody in your life that will. If your parents won't, if your siblings won't, or if you don't have siblings, find a teacher that you trust. Find a coworker that you trust if you're over the age of, working time. Find somebody who will help you. Do not wait to get help, because if you wait, it will only make it worse. You are worth helping. You are worth saving. You are worth being here for every single day that your body is living on this earth. You are allowed to be here. You're allowed to exist. And don't let your brain convince you otherwise. It's very easy to give in to the voices that we hear in our minds telling us that we don't mean anything. It is so easy to give into that voice and just cry and feel miserable and terrible. It's so easy. But the stronger thing is to work on bettering yourself and living for the things that you enjoy. And it breaks my heart every day to have to go online and see all these innocent lives being taken by people who just refuse to understand. It makes me so mad. Somebody asked just now, what is exactly is a midlife crisis? Let me look up the definition, and then I'm going to explain to you what I feel like it actually is. So let me look at this. So midlife crisis is the definition is an emotional crisis of identity and self-confidence that can occur in early middle age. What I believe midlife crisis is the idea of the age that you get when you realize you cannot go back. That you are stuck with the decisions that you've made. You realize your own mortality. You realize that there are things that you have fucked up, that you pretty much, it's realizing that you have come so far, you have a lot more to go, and you don't know what to do. I've gotten there several times, but I also feel like there's more than just a midlife crisis. I feel like there's a crisis when you're young, there's a crisis when you're elderly, and then you also have one in the middle of your life. And Alex, that's not safe. You're not annoying anybody by talking to someone. Find someone you love and tell them that this happens. They can get you help because it's not normal and it's not safe. It's not, I care about you and I want you to be safe. And the only thing I can do is give you advice. And it's something you need to be treated for now before it gets out of hand, before you no longer have control over yourself. Because right now you are still mentally here with us. But it could get worse over time. And I don't want that to happen to you. That you need to get help from somebody that you love. You need to tell somebody this is happening and get help. Because I don't want I want everybody in this chat to be here for the long haul. And you deserve to be here for the long haul. So please, please, please get some help. Find somebody that you trust. You are not an annoyance. You deserve to be here just as much as everybody else in this world. And there are people out there who will help you. So you find some kind of help. I beg you. And the thing is a lot of people, myself included, have turned to Thomas and his work for helping us feel better. But what it is a worthy distraction of the idea that there are more people out there like ourselves that also suffer from the same issues. The Sandersides helped me to recognize that I did have a problem with my anxiety and my depression because I convinced myself that I was unworthy of help, that I was unworthy of existing, that I had done something so horribly wrong just by existing that I wasn't worth helping, which is false. That is incredibly untrue. And by watching these episodes, even though Thomas and I are the same age, he has a little bit more of a grasp on his position in life. And not that he's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. He's human. But his position in life has given him the ability to be a little bit more open with how he feels, and he's been able to get help for that. It is important to not wait until you're our age. If you are young, you need to do it now. If there's anything else I could say, that's literally the most important thing. Whatever helps you calm down, whatever helps distract you, whatever helps do any of that stuff, it is all valid, and it's definitely something that you should take pride in. You're not a waste of time, T. Because you are afraid that you might have nothing wrong with you means that there's something wrong with you. That is the anxiety telling you that there's nothing wrong with you. That is the depression inside of you telling you you are not worth anybody's time in case there's something wrong. That is not right. Your brain is lying to you. You are worth taking a chance to see if there's something wrong with you because you have worth as a person in general. Nobody will be mad if you think that something is wrong with you and they test you and nothing is wrong. If they get mad at you, they are wrong. And I'm saying that right now. If you are scared that there is something wrong with you, you need to find out what it is. Because it could be mental illness. It could grow into something bigger. And nothing is a waste of time. Absolutely nothing is. You are worth going to a therapist, to a psychiatrist, to your family doctor, whatever it might be. And I know for us in America, it can be difficult because of money, because of insurance, because of the mental way that our country is. But it is worth the money to make sure that you are here for a very long time. It is worth it. And Alex, that's a start, you know? That is a start. You can be brave enough. I will be brave with you. I am with you always. And I want you to understand that. I will be here with you forever, no matter what it takes. I want you to know that you can turn to me no matter what. And I will do what I can from where I am. Because I care about every single one of my viewers. All of you mean the world to me. You support what I do. You support who I am, how I live my life. And that means so much to me. You don't even understand. So in turn, I want to be there for you. I want to help you. I don't want anybody to suffer the way I did growing up because I hid everything about myself. I've known I was gay since I was 13 years old. And I've known that I've had anxiety and depression since about that time. And I didn't do a damn thing about it. And because of that, I have suffered a lot mentally and physically and emotionally. And I don't want anybody else to feel that way because it's so unfair. It's unfair to you. I have lost so many years of my life hiding away in my room, hiding who I actually am, and not living the way I want to live because of all these things that I hid. And it is not worth it. I don't want you to lose all that time. I don't want you to lose it. I want you to be able to live your life and be happy and be pleased with how you are, knowing that you're mentally safe. You need to protect yourself from yourself because what's inside your brain is not normal. It's not. Thesis, why do you feel like you can't tell your parents? Like, what do you mean? Regardless of your age, your feelings and the way that you feel emotionally are valid. And if your parents don't respect that, then you need to find a teacher or someone else that you love in your family and tell them. And you can have alone time with your doctor. There is doctor-patient confidentiality. Your parents don't have to be there. They can be in the same building, at least in the United States. I'm quoting the United States here. I don't know how it works anywhere else. But you are allowed to be alone with your doctor. Any doctor. They have doctor-patient confidentiality. The only thing that they would tell your parents is if you are a harm to yourself. It's the only thing they would say. But this has gotten heavy, but you know what I mean. You guys have to see how Callie is laying. You guys want some serotonin? You want some cute kitty? Because I can give you a cute kitty right now. I will give you guys some kitty serotonin. See Callie? See how she's laying? She's all flipped up and everything. Kitty serotonin. That's what Callie is right now. She's all flipped. Those are her paws. And she's got her head over there. I guarantee that I could probably make them start licking each other. Because Virgil and Callie just kind of do what I tell them to do. It's crazy. So I'm here for you guys no matter what. I want you guys to understand that. I am here for you guys. Will do whatever I can to help you guys. And it's something that's difficult to do. It's not easy to accept that you are a little different. So that you can be who you are born to be. So oh, emo, I am not on Thomas's level, but thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't want anybody to ever feel alone, because there are too many times in my life where I have felt alone, and it's unfair. It's a terrible, terrible feeling I would never put on anybody else. It's not fun. I don't ever want anybody else to feel that way, because it sucks really bad. So I'm a little emotional now. My throat's still kind of, but you know. I'm gonna continue working on videos for you guys. It's 1:30. Yeah, group hug. Exactly, Mandy. Everybody, come on and come for a hug. Come here. Yeah, I love all you guys. Group hug. I love you guys. I love you guys. Big group hug. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna probably go get some lunch because I'm hungry. Cuddle with the kitties. I'm gonna continue working on more resolutions. I know we kind of stopped talking, but to treat yourself better is important. It's definitely something that everybody can learn, everybody can understand, and it's definitely something we all should work on together. Going into the new decade, it's a fresh start. A new year is a fresh start. You are able to be whatever you want to be. Put the effort in, and you will get a return. It may, and I know a lot of us, it's difficult because it's not instant gratification. It's not fast. It's just very difficult to understand. I saw a post earlier that said, "What does a new year bring us?" And the new year brings 365 new opportunities. And that's so important. And Alex, it's important to realize that you're not just nobody. You do help them by existing, by telling them consistently that you're there for them, letting them know that you love them. And that is helping more than you ever realize. And T says, I'm sorry to hear that your phone died. It's okay. Calm down. I'm here. I have to go right now, but I'm always here. So I'm always here, and you can message me anytime. There are times where I can't always respond, because I do work 40 hours a week, and I'm not always on I'm not always socially ready. Sometimes I need breaks. I, watch YouTube and stuff like everybody else. But I will be here as much as I can for you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday and a happy new year, guys, because it'll be the new year. And I am going to continue doing these live streams. I know I said that I was going to do them until the end of the year, but I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing these. So I will be continuously doing these Saturday live streams every Saturday. Hopefully, I will start getting videos out in between them so we have more to talk about. But I love you guys all so much. Know that there is always somebody in your corner, and that is me. I will always be in your corner. I support you no matter what mental illness you have, no matter what gender you feel like you are, no matter what sexuality you think you are, no matter who you think you are as a person. I support you 100%. So I love you guys. Have a happy new year. And we're going to start the new year off on the right foot. So here's to 2020. So I love you guys. Bye. And now the kitties say bye. They're all asleep, but they say bye too.